Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bullhucker podcast. I'm Moose Lundstrom.
And I'm Adam Vokey.
Welcome back, Mr. Vokey. Now, you were here last week, actually, weren't you, with Miss Starner?
I don't know. I travel so much. I might be. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm here today.
We're on location once again.
Yep.
Back at the old club tap room.
Yep.
After Bobstock, it was kind of a crazy weekend, right?
It was.
And this place is amazingly clean for the madness that happened last night. And we were lucky enough to have one of the bartenders from last night, Miss Alyssa Anderson.
Hello, guys.
How are you?
Good.
Yeah. So we have Alyssa Anderson here. She's the owner of, actually, you have your own little business, too.
Yes, I do.
What's the name of it?
It is Best of Both Worlds Creations.
And that's a t-shirt company, or is it?
Yes, t-shirts, tumblers, earrings, all kinds of stuff.
That's cool. How'd that get started?
Started when Biden started sending money out to everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Checks.
Yeah. I bought a refrigerator. See how original I am? I bought a fridge with my Biden bucks and a garage door with my Donald dollars. So that's that's how that came out. So what do you do with all that?
So we have a whole bunch of different type of printers. We screen print. We have a DTF printer, vinyl, all kinds of stuff. Print any business shirts, anything really you're looking for.
Do people giggle when you say DTF printer?
They do all the time. All the time. That's why I have to add printer.
That's
Instead
right.
I do DTF printing.
She's like, what kind of business is this again? It's my DTF printer. They let you print that shit? And you guys do all the own designs on your own, right?
Yes.
That's cool. Your daughter?
My daughter, yeah, my 15-year-old daughter.
15 years old. So she's a artist by nature?
Yes.
Is she? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of art is she into?
Like anime.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. And you have a website, Facebook?
Yes, Facebook and Instagram. Best of Both Worlds Creations.
Okay. And if at the end of the podcast, in the description below, you'll see all that stuff. And if you're wondering what we're doing right here, welcome to the Bullhucker podcast. So what this podcast is, it's a podcast. We bring on a guest who's going to tell 3 stories about their life. Today we have Alyssa Anderson. The trick is only 2 of these stories are true. One is either bullshit, it's made up, or a borrowed story. Now, without going into great detail, tell us as little as possible. Is the story borrowed, or is it partially made up, or all the way made up?
Partially made up.
It's partially made up story, so it's half true, half not true. So, and those are going to be tough.
Yep, they are.
Because, I mean, it's got a base that's true, right? Mm-hmm. Which all great lies are. There's some truth to all the great lies, right? So that's what the Bullhucker podcast is. You can find all our stuff on thebullhucker.com. If you want to check out the Club Tap Room, Picking Out Barbecue's websites, because they're awesome enough to let us do it here, you can see in the description below, there'll be linked to that, as well as Alyssa's business. So check that out. Let's see what out here. All right. Sorry, this is super early, so we're gonna struggle through this one for a minute, okay?
All right.
And you woke up early for this.
I did. I got like 4 hours of sleep after last night.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Thank you for coming in. How was last night?
Busy.
Yeah.
Really busy.
Yeah, that's cool though.
Yeah, it was good.
You've been a bartender for a long time.
Almost 8 years now.
That's cool though, man.
Yeah.
Between a couple places in town.
Yep.
I bartended for almost 8-9 years too. So crazy life.
I love it.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the craziest thing that's happened to you as a bar? Is it one of our stories?
No, it's not a story.
What's the craziest thing that's happened to you so far?
Got punched in the mouth by some guy here at the bar one night.
Really?
Yeah.
Just for shits and giggles?
Wouldn't serve him a beer because he was too drunk. And he
Really?
said, yeah.
Wow. Back in the day when I worked for Budweiser, they've remodeled this whole thing. It used to be one long bar. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. When, for the Strohs owned it. I was cleaning the lines, and I called them because she had all the taps open down, and then she had 2 taps down here. And I called my boss. I go, do you know there's old duals on one of these taps? On the Bud Light handle? He's like, just clean it, shut up, and move on. Okay. Did you remember that? Have you ever seen that?
It sounds familiar.
Hold on. It's there you go. So I said that, they're serving no duals in the Bud Light. Here's why. How genius is this? So what they would do, Alyssa, is if they had that problem, like someone was so hammered, she would tell them, I'm going to buy you one more beer, and then you're going to go. She would never charge him. That's why she never got in trouble. She would never charge him. She would pour them into duels, hand it to them, and they got their free beer. And I guess it stops 90% of the bullshit.
I bet.
You know what I mean? How smart is that, really?
That's pretty good.
You give them a non-alcoholic beer. They got a free beer. They're happy. Your friends. So, does that guy still come in? Do you ever see him?
He's in prison right now for attacking some other people.
That's good. So it's his M.O.
Yeah.
There's always one of those assholes in town. There was a guy in Pueblo. God, was Mondragon his last name? No, he's a prick. Anyway, he's that guy who fights in bars all the time. He's my age. So when I moved away, I came back, saw my buddy Robbie, went to the bars. And this time I'm probably mid-30s. He's still in bars starting fights, dude.
Yep.
I'm like, some people just never grow out of it, I guess.
Right.
How pathetic is that? So, okay. Alyssa, are you ready to tell us some stories?
I am.
Okay, Adam, you want to read our stories off, my man?
Yeah, we got. Wait, are these yours? Mm-hmm. Oh. I thought those were the old ones. That's why I stuck
Oh,
them.
I was wondering why you threw them on the table. I'm like, Adam doesn't like the story. So I need you to go out there and think of three
Get
more.
3 more?
I thought they were from like a previous one.
Mr. Vokey is not into this.
Anyway, floating money. Sorry, Mom. I told you she was evil.
Okay. Well, Mr. Vokey, you're my guest, so pick one up.
I'm going to go with I told you she was evil.
Am I evil? All right. I told you she was evil.
Am I starting with that one?
Yep.
Okay. So, I was about 10 years old when my parents got divorced. My dad started dating our hairstylist.
Nice.
Yeah. Everything was going good. We went on a trip to Florida, went to Disney World. It was a big old happy new family.
Nice.
And I noticed she's giving me some weird looks. Like, what is this lady's problem? Like, every time I look at her, she's just evil eye.
Was it your hair?
Well, she was my hair. Yeah, probably.
Okay, maybe. Okay,
yeah.
all right.
So, come back, and I'm telling my mom, weird interactions on this trip. They end up getting married like 2 months later. After the wedding, we all go back home, and I'm down in my bedroom, and she comes down there, and she's like, I'm your mom now. You need to start calling me Mom.
Ugh.
Like, we literally just left the wedding. I'm like, yeah, no, I have one mom. I want my mom only.
Right.
So, go home, tell my mom about that, and I'm like, I don't want to go over there anymore. And she's like, you're of age. You don't have to go over there. Called my dad, told him I'm not coming over anymore. I don't like her. There's something weird. And he was like, well, I'm going to have to pick her over you. Cool. That's
Wow.
fine. So, didn't talk to him for years until I got pregnant at 20 with my first daughter. And they contacted me, and they were like, can we buy you some gifts for the baby? Sure. They spent all kinds of money, bought me all kinds of stuff. And they were like, we just want to be a part of the baby's life. All right, well, we'll see how this goes.
Right.
So, introduced him to the baby, let him see her. Well, then I noticed she was telling my daughter, Grandma loves you, blah, blah, blah. Well, you're not Grandma.
Right.
So I expressed, please stop. She wouldn't, so stopped talking to him again. My little sister got married a couple years ago, 7, 8 years ago. Go to the wedding. My dad's part of the wedding. Introduce him to my other daughter, but I didn't introduce him as Grandpa or my dad or anything.
Right.
So fast forward to a couple years ago, and get a phone call from my little sister doing school supply shopping with my oldest daughter, and it's Dad just passed away.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
And he always had heart problems. He was a lineman and got shocked when he was younger, so he's always had a bad heart. And she's like, pretty sure he had a heart attack, fell, hit his head, and passed away.
How many years ago was that?
2017.
Oh, so pretty fresh. Yeah.
So, pretty upset about it. Go home, tell my husband, and my daughter's like, wait, you have a dad? My youngest one. I was like, yeah, you've met him before. I just never talked about him.
Right.
So, I'm sitting at a friend's house a couple days later, get another phone call, and it was murder. It was a homicide.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, how do we know that? And they're like, the coroner just opened the bag, and there's a bullet hole. And it was murder.
Oh, my gosh. Where they, in the chest or?
One in the head, and then we later found out one in the back.
Oh, my gosh.
So, I go home, telling my husband and my kids, this is what's going on. We go to the funeral. There's a couple people acting pretty weird, though. Tell my mom, stepmom did it. Watch her. So the whole family is watching my stepmom. Sure as shit, she's being really weird.
Wow.
Arguing with my little sister over the video montage they made because my mom's picture was in it, my picture was in it. Causing a big old shitstorm.
Right.
So everybody's just watching her. Even after the funeral, we know this lady did it. So come This was in August on Elvis's, the day of his death that he was killed.
Like the Elvis?
Yeah.
Okay.
And my dad was a huge Elvis fan.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Huge.
Cool.
So, leave the funeral. Boom. My stepmom starts selling everything. Everything. My little sister goes over there and she's like, I just want his Harley. Oh, I already sold the Harley. Your dad sold it a couple months ago. My sister's like, what? It's like, yeah, he couldn't ride it anymore because of his heart.
Sure.
Harley's gone. Sister thought it was a little weird. Told the cops, he used to have this Harley. Well, everything out of the house gets sold. Everything. All his Elvis stuff. Like, my little sister has to break into the house to steal stuff to have over her dad's.
Sure.
So, we get a call, and I want to say October, Kelly's been arrested for murder.
That's the stepmom, Kelly. Shame on you, Kelly.
Yes. And so, had your aunt, and your cousin has a warrant out for his arrest for murder.
Wait, no. Let's take a step back now. So Kelly has one, and who else?
Kelly has one. My stepmom, Kelly.
Okay.
My cousin, Kelly. He's a man.
Okay.
And then my dad's sister.
So it's your actual cousin, Kelly. It's not Kelly from her Kelly.
Both Kellys.
Well, she's Kelly, but
Yeah.
it's your cousin from your mom's side.
No, my cousin from my dad's
That's
side.
okay.
His mom
Okay.
is my dad's sister.
Okay.
So,
And then
confusing. My
Okay.
stepmom, my dad's sister, and her son, my cousin.
okay, there's warrants out for all of them.
Yep.
Okay.
So 2 get arrested, the 2 females. The guy's on the run. He's been in prison since I could remember, in and out, attempted murder, all kinds of drugs, all
Right.
kinds of stuff. So they end up putting out a bulletin for him. This is who we're looking for. My dad worked in Sterling Prison as a counselor there. And all kinds of people were showing up at the other bar here in town where I worked, telling me, your
Right.
dad was a great man. I can't believe this happened.
Sure.
We're talking, and fast forward in about a year, and we have court. My aunt rolls over on everybody and says, this is what everybody's part in this was.
You're not my cousin.
She tells everything, so she pleads to 30 years for first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder.
Oh, shit.
And then her son, Kelly, first-degree murder, conspiracy. He tells on himself, tells everything.
Wow.
Also, he doesn't get death. He's facing the death penalty, so he spoke up, so he didn't receive death, just life.
Right, right.
So then here comes my stepmom's, and she's innocent. She didn't do anything. And it was a 3-week trial of a lot of very interesting things, text messages, the whole planned out murder.
Right.
Pictures. Apparently, they'd been trying to poison my dad for a good year with his own heart meds, and it wasn't working out for him.
He was tougher than they thought.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. And they were told he only has a year or 2 to live by the doctors. So, why they couldn't lay it out is beyond, we don't even understand. But
Right.
so they do tell us everything. We're seeing pictures. My cousin laid in wait. My dad came home from work, shot him in the head. He was still alive.
Oh,
fell
man.
down, shot him in the back.
Oh, man.
And
I'm
then
sorry, Alyssa.
took off running with my dad's briefcase. And that briefcase is what put my stepmom in prison for the rest of her life. Had a check in it that he had text messaged her about. I have this paycheck in the bag. It's going to be on the kitchen table when you get home.
Right.
She took that check that was in his briefcase. He didn't even have a chance to set that paycheck on the kitchen table.
Oh, wow.
She cashed it before she called the cops and said she had found his body.
Oh, no.
Got a little greedy, did we?
Yeah, for $300.
For $300.
Yeah, and then it was all for life insurance that she does not get.
Alyssa, I gotta tell you, I'm praying this story is not as true as it is, but if it is, that's an incredible story. And you know what? I love when people come on the podcast with these kinds of stories, not just trying to be funny.
Right.
That's it. It's a horrible story to happen, but
Yeah,
what an
it's an
amazing
interesting-
story, an
yeah.
interesting story. That's a better word, an interesting story. What do you think about that? Is that? See,
That's it. Yeah.
That's quite the way to start.
Yeah.
And we're off and rolling, folks.
Was how's Dad just said, damn girl, you came in hot. I gotta tell you though, I have a stepmom too, and she is mom to me. But you earn those rights.
Yep.
And but with me, she earned it right away. She was, Christy, I love you, Christy. She was a badass from day one. You know what I mean? So she's the reason I met my dad. Because she's so good, and her and my mom get along awesome. So
That's good.
It's not a problem when I call her mom too. As a matter of fact, we're going to Pueblo here in a couple of days. My birthday will be then, so we'll pick her up with our side of the family, and she'll go out and have a meal with us. So
that's good.
It's cool, but it's an earned thing.
It is,
with a
most
lot
definitely.
of right. I mean, it's earned. Like your girls have a stepdad.
Yeah, and a stepmom.
Right. Oh.
Oh no, I was thinking me. I was thinking of me.
Yeah.
Stepmom and
I was like,
stepdad.
when did you get married? How wild was Bob Stock last night? Shit, this is news to me.
I don't know. But yeah, like definitely the earned thing. With my stepdad, it was one of those things where it wasn't forced. Plus, I was an adult,
Right.
and so. But when my dad got remarried, and there was the stepmom, it was you will call her. She's your mom, the grandma, the whole.
Right.
And it's pretty much just ripped me and my dad apart. I haven't spoke to either one of them in years.
Luther, his dad's a white guy named Luther. Isn't that crazy?
Luther?
Yeah. Fun fact. Crazy white. Yes. You told me that like.
But yeah, I haven't spoke to my stepmom, and I honestly can't remember the last time I talked to her. And I talked to my dad on the phone for maybe 5 minutes on his birthday last year.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, I hardly ever talked to him.
So I talked to my dad yesterday. Happy late birthday, Dad. He texted me, but no, it's an earned thing. And the sad part is if you just let it go, it's probably going to naturally happen.
Yeah, my daughters, they both know. They don't have to call my husband Dad. They don't
Right.
have to call their stepmom. It's Crystal and Cody.
Does he? Okay. But if it happens, it happens.
Yeah, if it
right?
happens, it happens.
might-
I don't care.
It probably will happen eventually. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? As you
Yeah.
get closer, don't force it.
Don't, yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
sit them down the night of your wedding. I'm now your mom.
It's like you signed into the army. It's
What?
like here's the rankings. I'm mom, loser.
Yeah.
That's a crazy story, man. That's you know what an interesting story. That's nuts. So I'm glad. Yeah, excellent pick, Mr. Vokey. Excellent pick. So all right, that was.
That's not what I thought
No.
that story was going to be about.
I told you she was. Did you get to talk to her before she went away? Did you get to have any kind of interaction with her?
No, but I've always wanted to just send her letters because, hairstylist. Man, today I washed my hair with some of the best shampoo I could find.
Yeah. And I didn't have to do something sexually for it.
Yep.
Guess what, Mom? I start calling her Mom. Just
Right.
rub it in. Hey, Mom, guess what? I had shampoo today, and I got it from the store, not some other lady's ass. Okay? I had to smuggle it into my house in my husband's rectum. It was awesome. It's the
Yep.
best shampoo ever.
And my shower was longer than 5 minutes.
Right? And Bertha wasn't watching it.
At no point in time did I feel like I was going to be raped. Nice and mellow. It was awesome. You should try it sometime if you weren't in there for being a piece of shit. So, okay. So that was I Told You She Was Evil. That would probably be the one I wanted to hear the most anyway out of them, so which I had to pick for last. So, out of Sorry Mom and Floating Money, I don't know. Let's just go ahead and go with Sorry Mom.
All right. So, about 14 years old. Yeah, 14. Go to a big old house party, one of my first high school parties. Get pretty lit on some McCormick's vodka.
Oh God.
I remember sitting on the living room floor and seeing the most beautiful legs standing in front of me. Hi, Nicole. It's my older sister standing above me.
Nice.
And she's like, what are you doing here? And I was like, well, what are you doing here?
Right.
My friends called me and told me you were here. And you were pretty drunk. So we're going home. All right. So I walked to the car fine. But me getting out of the car at my mom's house is a completely different story. They're both carrying me. My sister's purposely dropping me.
Right.
So I hit my head on the cement.
This is how we learn lessons,
Yes.
Alyssa. This is how we learn lessons.
Yes. They get me inside. I'm doing the whole puking thing all night long. My mom's coming in, checking on me, making sure I'm not choking on anything.
Right.
All night long, checking on me. Wake up in the morning, really hungover. Walk out of my bedroom, go right to the bathroom. Come walking out of the bathroom in like a t-shirt and undies. and there's a whole bunch of police officers and paramedics standing in my living room.
Oh, shit.
I don't say a word. I just turn back around and go back to my room, and I'm like, what the hell did I do last night? Are they here for me?
Right,
I'm like
right.
freaking out.
Right.
Get dressed, come back out, and my mom's on a stretcher, and they're taking her out of the house. I'm like, what the hell? Not a single word said to me, nothing. Away they go in the ambulance, and I'm just stuck there all by myself. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Right.
So my aunt ends up showing up, and she's like, your mom had an asthma attack after taking care of you all night.
Oh, no.
And it was pretty bad, so she's spending a couple days in the hospital. I'm like, all right. And she's like, you got enough food here? You're fine. I'll let you know when she's coming home. Okay, cool. 14, little asshole. Hey guys, you want to have a party tonight?
Oh, no.
My mom's gone.
Oh, no.
So, invite some friends over. We're having a really good party. He was my boyfriend then, now my ex-husband. He shows up at the house, and he's a little bit older than the rest of us, and everybody get the fuck out. So everybody get out of the house.
How old is he? If you're 14, how old is he then?
17.
He's 17.
18,
Okay,
yeah.
so, all right.
Everybody get out of the house. Kicks everybody out of my mom's house. I'm like, what the heck, dude? And he was like, what are you doing? I'm just having a party.
Right,
I was
right.
like, no. Well, I had 2 girls spending the night. I was like, they have to stay here. Their mom's not going to let them come home at 11 o'clock. So he's like, all right. He leaves. So we're messing around in the house and find my mom's car keys. And she's got a big, I want to say like 72 Cadillac Eldorado,
Nice.
the big body,
Sure,
red,
Sure.
big boat.
Yeah. Easy to hit stuff with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So take that thing. We're going to another party.
Right.
And he wanted to break up ours. We're going to go to another one.
Sure.
So we go to this party and having a great time, and then all we hear are cops are outside. So we all go running out the back, jump fence. There's a big old field there, so we go running through the field to an apartment complex. We're hanging out there, waiting for all the cops to leave so we can go back and get my mom's car.
And the McCormick's vodka. I mean, you know,
That was probably another
$4
thing we were thinking.
doesn't just grow on
Yep.
trees. Yeah.
Yep. Especially when you're 14.
That's right.
So we wait about an hour, and finally all the cops are gone. Go back, get in the car. As we're literally pulling out, a set of lights come on.
Like cherries?
No.
Oh, just headlights.
Just headlights. And
Okay,
I'm like,
okay.
shit, what is that? So we start pulling out, and sure as shit, we're passing a cop.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, oh, great. So as soon as he's out, I turn so he can't see me, and I gun it. I'm hauling ass in my mom's car. And then I see him come behind me, so I turn again, and I'm dodging this guy. I grew up in Greeley, so I'm dodging him all over the
Oh, wow.
west side of, well, it's now Old Town, probably most likely with all the houses, but
Right.
I'm dodging him. Get home, park the car. I'm like, we're not going anywhere. We're staying here the rest of the night.
Right.
And the girls are like, okay. Well, they leave the next morning, and I get a phone call from another friend. She's like, hey, you want to go rollerblading down to UNC? Broncos are here for training camp.
Sure enough. Yeah, that's, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, well, how about I just drive? Here goes Mom's car again. Drive down to UNC to go watch training camp.
Is Mom still in the hospital at this point?
Yes, Mom is still in the hospital.
Monster.
I'm
Okay,
sorry,
go ahead.
Mom.
What's Mom's name?
Dory.
Love you, Dory. Good for you for being a good mom. Patience, Dory. It's all patience.
Yeah, I am her mini, so she's getting what she got.
Okay.
Gave her mom.
Okay. All right.
So we go down, we spend all day there, end up meeting a whole bunch of guys and partying with them. And they're like, man, would be nice to have some alcohol. And the girl's like, well, my stepmom and my dad are out of town. I can go to their house and get some. So we show up at the house and literally climb through a dog door and go into the house and take all their alcohol.
Nice.
Yeah, go back to UNC, where these guys end up being Broncos players' children.
Oh, wow.
Proceed to get them pretty wasted,
Nice.
and then here comes security.
Wow.
So everybody takes off running that way. we jump in my mom's car and head back to the house again. Security chasing
Nice, nice.
Head back to the house, and about 2 days later, here comes Mom. At first, she knew something was off. Like, I didn't clean the house completely after. So she knew there was something going on.
Or there's 5,000 extra miles on the Eldorado.
Yeah. Well, she didn't even know we took the car. Sorry, Mom.
She knows now.
Yeah.
She knows now.
Yeah, heads up. Fun fact, Dory. Fun fact.
She's never heard that story. She
No.
thinks I just had a little get together.
Nice. So this is the first time she's going to hear it.
Yeah,
Is
so-
she going to listen to this, you think?
Yeah, she is. I told her. I was like, she was like, I want to listen. I was like, yeah, but I don't know if I'm going to tell you when.
It's a statute of limitations. You're safe now, dude. You're safe. Do you remember which Broncos kids they were?
We had Shannon Sharps, Mike Shanahan's, and Pat Boland's.
Was it Kyle Shanahan? Mm-hmm. I'll be damned.
Yep.
That's a name drop you should have made.
No kidding.
You know he's like the head coach of like the Niners now, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then Pat Boland's son was there.
Oh, wow.
The one, wife beater, whatever he is.
Trying to be a little thug or what?
Yeah.
Yo, people. That is a crazy story. That's nuts. But yeah, I remember the Broncos used to have training camp in Greeley.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Before they moved,
All the time, yeah.
yeah, they moved to the Dove Valley over by Terry Barton Greg's house. What's up, TBG? So yeah, pretty wild. Do you ever go over there, Adam, to check that out?
No, I never have been to a training camp.
Really? I worked with a bartender in Pueblo, Laura, who bartended at one of the bars close to there, and I guess she was telling me a story about getting into it. Shannon Sharp, you know what I mean? And he was very shitty to her as a bartender, shocking, and she told him to fuck off, you know. And I guess he came back the next day with this huge tip, and she's like, "I don't want your money, dude.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Just get out, beat it. You're a piece of shit to me, you know." So, and I was like 23 when she's telling me the story, so I'm all like, you know, you said that to Shannon Sharp. You know? So that's the craziest. Is that? Okay.
Yeah.
That's a crazy story. Sorry, Mom. This is a podcast where we tell 2 true stories and 1 apology to your parents. It's like the confessional.
I was going to say 2 true stories and a confession.
Like it's a reality show. It's like, then what happened? Well, then, you know. So yeah, maybe Kelly's glad she wasn't your mom at that point.
Yeah.
She's like, is that the first time you got drunk with McCormick's vodka?
Yes.
Was it really?
Yes.
How about you? I don't think you told me before.
I think it was probably just beer, honestly.
Just beer.
Yeah.
Mine was triple sec.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
My friend used to own the steak at his parents'. He was doing the books. We were 16, I think. And I told him we should take a bottle from the bar, you know, and he goes, well, okay, but I know it's got to be something in plastic bottles, something we have plenty of, you know. And being on part brown, I saw the oranges on the triple sec, and I like orange shit. So I'm like, we should take this and some Coke. And so we mixed triple sec and Coke, and I don't ever do that but I never drank before. And the miracle I drank afterward, because it was awful. It was, because triple sec is alcohol, but it's a mixer.
Low, yeah.
I was going to say, I honestly didn't know there was alcohol in triple sec.
Oh yeah, no, it's. I mean, how'd you describe it? Yeah, it's a mixer.
Yeah, well, I thought it was. I knew it was a mixer, but I didn't know there was alcohol in there.
Right. It's like for kamikazes, and what else do you use it for?
Margaritas. All
Oh,
kinds of
that's
stuff.
true. That's true. I forgot about margaritas. Yeah. So yeah. All right. Well, it's a good story. Poor Dory. All right. You got one more. Floating money.
All right. So, same age. No, 16, because I'm driving.
Okay.
Legally this time, not still in my mom's car.
Right.
About 16 years old, working at JB's Drive-In. And on my way to work, want to stop off at the Greeley Mall before I head there.
Right.
Pick some stuff up. I'm coming down Highway 34, get off on the 23rd exit. And, look to the left, look to the right. What is that? Look to the left, pull out. Holy shit, that's money. Pull off, start to pull off, and I'm talking money. Not just a couple $1 bills, like there's money coming down the street.
Like it's like blowing in the wind, or
Yeah, just floating down the street. A whole bunch of green bills just floating.
5s, 10s,
All kinds of stuff.
everything.
Mixture.
All
People
okay.
are noticing it as I'm noticing it. Already pulling over, getting out, scooping up money.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So I go to pull over, and cops start coming from every direction.
Right.
I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Wow.
So I just pull back into traffic and go. I don't want to deal with cops right now. As I'm watching in my rear view, they're stopping the people picking up the money and going to First Bank right there across the street from the Greeley Mall, next to Red Lobster.
Okay.
Cops are swarming it.
Right.
Oh man, what the heck's going on? So go to work, go to the ball, then go to work. And my ex-husband shows up and he's like, "Did you hear about the bank robbery?" And I was like, "Yeah, I kind of, told him about the money floating down the street." And he was like, "Yeah, it was Brian."
Who's Brian?
One of our friends. And I was like, "No way." And he was like, "Yeah, from what I hear, it was Brian. He's on the run right now." I'm like, "What?" And he was like, "So I'm going to our buddy's house, Chris's house. We're going to go figure out what we can find out about this.
Right.
When you get off work, come meet us." So I go meet him, all kinds of people there. And they're like, "So far, what we found out is that he went and robbed the bank with an AK-47. And as he was running out, the bomb blew off in it, the ink bomb. So he's running down the street throwing money out." So back at this time, there was that Kmart behind the bank.
Over by where Hastings used to be and stuff. Yeah, okay.
Yep, that Kmart. Well, he had a taxi cab waiting for him. He ran up to the taxi cab, jumped in, and away he went.
Why you look like a Smurf?
Why do you have a gun?
Right? So they get in, they go. No one knows where he went.
Right.
So a couple days later, we hear that he is caught. Him and his brother were caught in Alaska. The plane landed, and there were cops there waiting for him when they landed in Alaska.
Really?
Yeah, they're going on the run.
Wow.
So we're like, "Yeah, crazy kid."
Yeah.
Go to another friend's house a couple days later, and as we're pulling up, he's being let out of his house in handcuffs. And we're like, "What the heck?" And this is one of the kids that was at the house that I went to the night of the robbery giving us the information.
Right.
He's being arrested for accomplice to the bank robbery.
Right.
So we find out that after, the one that was being arrested gave the guy, the bank robber, the clothes. Gave him his old Halloween costume, so it was a mask and all kinds, and that's what he robbed the bank in.
What kind of mask was it?
Just,
scary mask.
I don't even think it was scary. It was just like a ski mask type.
Okay, all right.
So they go and do this. He gets for that, and then apparently that's where the kid went after the robbery. He went directly to Bo's house. They counted all the money. Bo got paid out for giving him the clothes. The guy stayed at his house that night while Bo was with us telling us all the information he had found out.
Wow.
And he ended up doing 3 years in prison for being an accomplice, and the other one did 11 years.
Got to kick it with Kelly.
Yep. Yep.
That's crazy. Then the money wasn't all blue or whatever color?
The money that I saw had no stains on it. They ended
Wow.
up getting away with like $17,000 of unmarked bills.
Wow.
Well, one of them was marked. That's how they caught him. Was when they got to the airport.
Right.
Some of the money had ink on it, and they turned him in
Oh,
and caught him in
shit.
Alaska.
That's crazy that somebody actually know that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They would see blue ink on it
Yep.
and turn it in. You know,
Yep.
that's so nuts. There was in Pueblo, I worked at that nightclub for a long time, and they were showing me the bouncers. Some guy pulled money out. This is the 90s. No one used debit cards really yet. Paying cash for something, and this little sketch had fallen out. The guy had sketched one of the banks in Pueblo off Jerry Murphy. And it was had little pictures and security cameras marked on it. And so they called the cops. The guy got busted for casing, or not busted, but they had a long talk with him. I mean, idiots. You know what I mean? Idiots to rob a bank. And good luck doing that nowadays, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? With all the technology, there's cameras every 5 feet, man. So
Yeah, this kid was like 18 or 19.
Oh,
We were all
man.
shocked when we heard it. He did what?
wow, that's crazy. You ever know anybody to rob a bank or anything, Adam?
No.
No, I don't know if I have either, actually. Other than that dude with the sketch, but yeah, that's a crazy story, man. Look at you, Alyssa. Good for you. I'm glad you're here. You three pretty serious stories. I like it. What do you think, man?
Those were all some pretty good stories.
Yeah, I liked them. Do you have one in mind?
I do.
Do you really?
I have a front runner.
I think I might have a slight idea of a front runner, but I've not been doing well lately. So before we go any further, I do want to say if you do enjoy the podcast, hit that subscribe button. It's on the right bottom hand corner of the screen, a little red dot that says subscribe here. And when you do it, it's a
Small click for you, but a huge click for us.
Thank you.
I caught my cue this time.
Yeah. Well,
I missed it last time.
And I have to slap him around in front of everybody, dude. It's not great, Alyssa. So please subscribe. No matter what you do, what platform you're on, iTunes, iHeartRadio, whatever, please leave a comment and review. It's helps us out, and Adam will high five you and hug you in public if you do it. Great hugger, by the way. Amazing. Enough pressure, not too creepy, but yet you know he's there. I mean, it's professional. It's professional. You know?
I'm a pro hugger.
That's right. Like, you should do it for a living. You know what I mean? Like in some weird.
Wear those shirts. I can make you one. Have free hugs.
Thank you. In like some weird Japanese theme park where Adam's like, "Whoa, big man hug."
I just walk around like this. You just walk up and then it's...
Like, where's my baseball guy? Where's my baseball? Thank you for subscribing for my baseball. So, okay, Alyssa, when we decide who has to go first, we paper, rock, scissors.
Okay.
So there's 3 pumping and 4 pumping. How do you paper, rock, scissors?
3.
You go boom, boom, and shoot. 3 pumping, baby. You're the right. You're the right, by the way. This 4 pump shit's out of control. It's a cult. We're doing 3, right?
Yep.
Damn it.
I finally won something.
Oh, son of a bitch. All right, we had 3 great stories. We have floating money, sorry, Mom, and I told you she was evil. So I think that I told you she was evil is true. Not that here's a hard thing to say. I don't want it to be true because that's a horrible story. It really is. But what an interesting, great story to have, you know. And that's the kind of story that builds character. It really is. It makes you tough because no matter what you say, it's hard to deal with that. You know what I mean? It really is. That's a tough thing. It builds character. So I think I told you she was evil is true. Man, and the other 2 they are crazy stories. They are really crazy stories. I am leaning. God, I really don't know. I know that one I think is true. Sorry, Mom. When you told that, I wondered if it was. I thought this is the one. With the Bronco name dropping and stuff and hanging out. But I think that might be true. You were pretty quick to name the Broncos and stuff. I'm going to go floating money. Robbing a bank, money going down. I don't know. What year is this, you think?
This would have been probably 2003, 2004.
Okay, well, it's been a while ago.
Yeah.
Very well happened. You know what? I don't know. I know I'm going to get this wrong. I'm going to go with floating money. I don't have a specific reason to what it is. It's a little more far-fetched than the sorry mom. And plus, you know, I hope sorry mom's not right. Because poor Dory, you know. So I'm going to go with floating money, Adam.
Okay. I'm going to go with sorry, Mom.
Really? How come?
Yeah, just because when you asked for the names, like the player kids' names, she named 3 people that anybody could name from the Broncos.
Okay.
Shanahan, Bullen, and Sharp.
Okay.
I mean, my 14-year-old daughter could do that, and she didn't watch football.
Okay.
So that's what's pointing me that direction. The rest of it, like taking the car, you know. Hope my daughter's mom don't watch this, but
Yeah.
she took her mom's car one day when they were gone. So, anyways,
Harley did?
Yeah, I call her grand theft every now and then. So
the degenerate Vokey, the DV.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it was all because she had rode her bike to school, and then she had driver's ed. They dropped her off at the house, and she didn't want to walk to the school to ride her bike home. So she just took Marty's 4Runner over, loaded the bike up in the back of it, drove home.
I gotta be honest, not knowing your daughters all that well, but that seems more like a Brindley play than a Harley play.
Right. Brindley's the one that ratted her out to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Also, something that sounds more of a Harley thing, not a Brindley thing. So it's like switch roles.
We were sitting there talking something one night, and Brindley goes, "Well, at least I've never stole Mom's car." And I was like, "Whoa, wait, what's going on here?" So she told me. Harley goes, "I'm going to tell her when I graduate from high school because I don't have to live there anymore."
Start calling her Alyssa. That's what we're going to start calling her. Who's Alyssa?
Anyways, I'm going to go with sorry, Mom, just because of the name thing.
Yeah, I'm super aiming towards that one, but I'm going to stay with floating money. So, Alyssa, let's see what's going on here. Floating money. You know what? I will tell you this though. That's a pure dumb luck me because I was really aiming towards sorry, Mom. What part of that is not true?
I was the one that saw the money floating down. My uncle was.
Oh, really?
Yep.
But all of
the rest of it is true.
Oh, wow. Did he keep the money or no?
Did he keep the money?
Yeah.
No, they caught him with
They
it all,
caught all of it,
in
yeah.
Alaska. Yeah.
No, like the people they were pulling.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure they did, unless the cops took it all.
I mean, but how can you prove it? Like, no,
Yeah.
officer, those 5.
He said the people were just sitting there scooping it up as it was
Right.
floating down the street.
You know, it's all insurance, so screw it.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
If it wasn't marked, but the stuff I saw was not.
Right. They used to have blue ink on them,
Or
too.
he said was not.
Right. I worked at the Wendy's in Brush, and they had someone that was stealing money out of the back room. One of the managers, they thought, so they brought in all this blue marked money. She didn't fall for it, though. This chick she'd been around for a while. But yeah, they had the stuff that you touch it turns your hands blue, and you cannot wash that shit off, I guess. You know, so yeah, it's Mom worked in the bank for a long time too, so she's told me a lot of the tricks.
I want to know what that taxi driver thought when that guy came running up.
Honest-
Like, how did you not know?
Honest to God, man, like
Yeah.
You got a guy running towards you.
right.
Just sit in the Kmart parking lot. You'll know it's me when
Yeah.
I get in the car.
How do you
I'm going to be blue with an AK-47.
You'll be wearing blue. No, I will be blue. I'm gonna look like a Smurf on fire, but I'll be fucking moving. So that's it. So sorry, Mom. Is it true? It's a true story.
It's a true story.
Sorry,
It was a
Dory.
crazy couple days.
Right.
And I stopped drinking for about 10 years after that.
Really? That's cool.
What I was wondering, did you ever go see your mom while she's in the hospital?
No.
You know
Once
the-
my aunt told me she was fine, she was going to live. Oh, well.
yeah. You know what the shitty part was? She blamed it on Mom. I don't have a ride. You drive your ass to go. So you got to meet all those Broncos
Yeah.
kids.
Oh, yeah. I
That's
got
crazy.
a shitload of autographs that year.
Yeah.
'Cause once I met those boys, we went back again and
Right.
got all their parents' autographs. I have a huge book at home
That's cool.
with all of them.
Neat.
Yeah, my buddy Andy Hito from my stories, the guy from Pueblo I went to the bar, he used to work at a hotel somewhere in Greeley, and he worked the front desk late at night while he was going to UNC. And he said one day Ed McCaffrey comes walking with 2 ladies on his hands. I'm like, you pimping me. He's such a clean-cut character, you think. It turns out he's a hoe.
Well, when I worked at JB's Drive-In, we're right down the street from UNC.
Right.
I'd see these big old guys roll up, and I got to pick what tables you wanted. It was like a friend. I get that table. I get that car.
Yeah.
And my name was on all them big ones and all them
Yeah.
girls. Why are you doing that?
The Broncos.
Broncos and get some big old tips.
Yeah, hell yeah. And although I'm sorry it all happened, but I told you she was evil is a true story.
That is a true story.
That's crazy, Alyssa. I'm sorry that happened to you.
Life
but-
in prison. She's trying to fight it right now.
Oh, well.
Yeah, she did it all for some life insurance she had hid.
Oh,
It was
really?
only like $200,000 worth of life insurance.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of money, but for a human life, that's
Yeah,
dick.
if that you could just waited another year or two and he would
Right.
have just died on his own.
Right. And it just, yeah. And for having to die like that, that's tough. So
Yeah.
is there any regrets that you weren't speaking to him when it happened?
Well, once we heard the whole story, we did not know that she had left him, and they were in the middle of a divorce,
Oh, really?
and they're starting the process. And she wanted him to sell the house, and he didn't want to sell the house, so
Oh,
she
no.
wanted her money out of it and
Wow.
her life insurance. And yeah, me and my mom both. He would have went back with my mom.
Right.
I know he would have.
Really?
And then yeah, my kids would have their grandpa, and I'd
Right.
have my dad.
Yeah.
While they were together, I'd get random letters in the mail of him just, telling me he loved me and stuff like that.
Right.
I'm glad I kept all those.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool to have. I told my buddy that I want to come do on the podcast. The cool part about something like you doing the podcast is someday you're going to be like a great grandmother, and it's kind of cool that the internet's here now, so your great grandkids can come back and see their
Watch
great
it.
grandmother telling stories. You know what I mean? Like, well, great grandmother did this to great great grandmother.
Yep.
So I'm not that bad a kid, but it's kind of cool, and I wish I had of like my grandparents or something. That, you know what I mean?
Yep.
That. To hear their voice again or something,
Right.
you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you. And how many siblings do you have with him?
Just me and my little sister.
Just your little sister. Yeah. How did she take it?
Very, very hard. It's
Tough.
work. Yeah. She's after I left, the family stopped talking to him. She stayed.
Oh, really?
So she did call her mom. Like they, yeah.
Oh, she kind of bought into all of it, huh?
Yeah, she. unfortunately did. We all warned her, but she loved her daddy, so she was going to do anything for her dad.
Right. That's okay, though. I get it. You know what I mean? It's...
That was the worst thing watching during the whole trial was her get up there.
Right. That's tough. I'm sorry that had to happen. But you know what, Kelly? Right there, okay? Before we go, let's talk a little more about your business.
Best of Both Worlds Creations. I can do company shirts, anything you want. If you don't have a design, my daughter will design it for you. I just need to know what it is. And
is it embroidery too, or is it just press? Or
no, we're getting that. That's the next thing we're working towards. But I have 4 different printing machines that I can work with.
That's cool. And that's going to be a bigger thing. There's a couple in Brush, I think, does it too. So, I mean, because the bigger, like Kevin used to do it for everybody in town. So, yeah, there's a need for it. So, very, very cool, man.
Everything we make goes to my kids' college tuition.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And in the description below, there'll be links to all her Facebook and her website. So, and if you go on the website, bullhucker.com, there's a link that says, as seen on the Bullhucker. You can see everywhere we've been and all the stuff like this for personal trainers, whatever. So you can always check out. If you see somebody you like or see something that interests you, you can always go on that website and check it out. So, and that's what this podcast is for too, is to kind of promote stuff locally and see local people and crazy stories that the average person has. You know what I mean? The ironic person, she's a bartender, so she has to listen to everybody else's stories. You know what I mean? It turns out you got the crazier story. You know what I mean?
And not many people know it.
Yeah.
Well, they did a couple TV shows about the murder, like Dateline, all those.
Really?
And we'd have them playing here and watching them.
Wow.
People, what are you watching? Just watch.
We're watching my dad's murder.
And I do answer. I'm a smart ass.
Watching a story about some bitch named Kelly. That's what we're watching. Not mom, by the way. Not mom, never mom. So, well, Alyssa, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, I'm glad you came on. This was a really fun one. It was an interesting one. I really enjoyed this one. So, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
And I'm Moose Lundstrom.
I'm Adam Vokey.
Thanks for next time. Bye.